A few days ago, we saw one of the biggest coaching moves in college football history. Lincoln Riley, the prodigy coach for the Oklahoma Sooners, decided he was going to jump ship, leave Norman, Oklahoma, and everything he had built as a Sooner to go to Southern California to try to bring USC football back to prominence. This ruffled the feathers of Oklahoma fans, Oklahoma players, Oklahoma coaches, and people from all around the college football world. But can you honestly blame him? Oklahoma is going to be headed to the SEC, and all of a sudden, it'll be getting a little bit more difficult. Either way, though, it is a little bit questionable how he handled everything, and some are rooting against him at USC. It's not going to be perfectly easy for him there either, but many were worried about the direction of Oklahoma football. There were many candidates, but as of now, Brent Venables is going to be the next head coach for the Oklahoma Sooners, and he is one of the most experienced and well-qualified people for the job. But who is Venables? How did he get to this point? And is this a good hire for Oklahoma football? In today's video, I'm going to talk about just that, but right before we get into it, nearly 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, and we are now on the road to 100K, so quickly be sure to do that. Smash that like button for the algorithm, turn on post notifications so you never miss when I upload, and let me know what topic I could do next. Now, let's get started and talk about Brent Venables. In order to understand what Brent Venables means to Oklahoma, we first need to go back in time and meet Brent Venables. He was born in Homestead, Florida, and was always a hard-hitting, hard-working kid, and he decided he wanted to play football at the next level. Unfortunately, he was not getting the high major offers that a lot of other players in his area or in the country were getting. He would have to go to Garden City Community College. Kansas, for some reason, has all these JUCO schools, and it is not a glamorous lifestyle to play, especially back in the 1980s and early 90s. He played at Garden City and was good enough there that he would get a scholarship to play for a Power 5 school, but that wasn't really a great option. Kansas State was by far the worst Power 5 program in all of college football, and they almost thought about ending the program, they were so bad. But Venables bought into the vision that new head coach Bill Snyder had, and decided to become a Wildcat. From there, he became one of the founding players for the Wildcats, and eventually Kansas State would get to a bowl game, and this was a huge deal for the program, and Venables was loved amongst Bill Snyder and the Kansas State community. He was there from 1991 to 1992, and he was actually an honorable mention All-Big 8 player after he had 124 tackles in one season. I forgot to mention at the time while he was at Garden City, he was a JUCO All-American after he had 276 tackles in 2 years. Venables was a hard-hitting guy, but he was not going to have any opportunity to play in the NFL. That's just not what was going to happen. Instead of doing any of that, right away in 1993, he decided to go to Kansas State as a graduate assistant. From there, he helped build up the Kansas State program under Bill Snyder, and in 1996, he was finally promoted to the linebackers coach role, and he would be there for 2 more years. He was quickly rising through the coaching ranks, so in 1999, Oklahoma decided they wanted to get him. Bob Stoops hired him as a defensive coordinator and the linebackers coach, and he did great while he was with the Sooners. He helped them win a national title in 2000, and in 2006, he was a finalist for the Broyles Award. While he was at Oklahoma, the Sooners ranked first in both passing and total defense, and third in scoring defense in 2003. In 2006, they also led the Big 12 in total defense and scoring defense, and that was the same year he had won the Broyles Award. He was one of the top coaches in the country, but he would move on. Mike Stoops ended up returning to Oklahoma to become the defensive coordinator, so in January of 2012, Venables would jump ship to Clemson. He ended up accepting that defensive coordinator job under Dabo Swinney, and he was going to make close to $1 million a year. In the past, he had turned down head coaching jobs from schools such as Miami, Kansas, Kansas State, Clemson, and even Texas Tech. At least that's what I've found according to my research. But as we all know, Venables has been spectacular for the Clemson Tigers, and has been one of those top coaches and a head coach in waiting kind of dude. In 2016, he once again won the Broyles Award, and in 2017, he was the second highest paid assistant coach. He was known for being fiery, known for being angry, and being really hard on his players. In a good way, though. Since the year 2000, Venables had coached 8 different award winners and 16 All-Americans. And what is also a crazy stat, 57 defensive players have gone on to be selected into the NFL draft, including 12 first-round picks. He's been really good with linebackers, as he's actually put 15 of those guys into the NFL, 2 of which became first-round picks. He became Dabo Swinney's right-hand man at Clemson, but as of 2020, he was starting to think about the future. He said he hadn't left Clemson because he wanted to find the right job, and he was truly happy and fulfilled where he was. He said there was no reason to change things when he loved what he was doing, and he was obviously being successful, he was winning rings, he was at a big-time program, and he was making good money. So many wondered if he would ever leave Clemson. That's when things finally took a turn. In 2020, he started to think about the future, as I previously said, and then when Lincoln Riley decided to go to USC, the Oklahoma head coaching job was now open. Venables has won the Broyles Award multiple times, has had big-time offers before, has been part of big-time programs, and at 50 years old has an unbelievable amount of experience, and with his ties to Oklahoma, he was linked to the Oklahoma job. He ended up taking it, and this is what the Oklahoma administration had to say. Quote, Coach Venables is the perfect leader for the next exciting chapter of Oklahoma football as we look ahead to our new era of competition. Oklahoma is a destination job with an iconic program positioned for success to which Coach Venables has already contributed. He's a charismatic and proven coach, and with 13 years under his belt on the Sooner staff, he's one of our own. He's committed to excellence on and off the field, and he wants his players to succeed as athletes, students, and as individuals. He's good at building teams, and he's won championships, and we have high confidence in the unlimited potential of our program under his leadership. We're thrilled to add him and his family to our home in OU. So obviously, Oklahoma is very excited about this hire, and the national media and most people believe it's going to be good for them. Venables is very excited for the opportunity, and he said he never thought he'd end up as the Oklahoma head coach, but in fact, it has happened. So in my eyes, if Oklahoma gives him the resources and builds the proper culture around him to succeed, he's going to give that out, and it's going to spread like wildfire amongst that program, and I really do think this is going to be a great hire for the Sooners. I personally give it an A+, as he has the experience, the ability to recruit, the ability to have a good culture, and he has spent time there, so he knows what it takes to win at Oklahoma. I also think that he prepares them for the SEC, and Venables had this to say about it. Quote, we're looking forward to making another decade plus of incredible memories as we transition to a new era of Oklahoma football, especially with the opportunity and the challenge to join the SEC, which is the premier conference in all of college football. There's no question we are equipped to compete at the very highest level and attract the best players from across the country. The OU logo has never been stronger. I do definitely agree that Oklahoma has the brand, the facilities, and the reputation to do well in the SEC. Right now, the conference is getting stronger. They're making a ton of incredible hires, and the SEC is definitely better than the Big 12, so Oklahoma will have to be at the top of their game. There have been a lot of games over the last few years that Oklahoma has squeaked by in, and that may not fly anymore. Also, add in the fact that a lot of big-time players are decommitting from the Sooners right now, so Venables is going to have to convince some of these kids to stay, get on the recruiting trail, and build a class, because these are the guys who are going to be playing when they eventually join the conference, and they need as good of a start as possible. The first thing Venables needs to do is to keep Caleb Williams motivated to stay. Williams is one of the best freshman quarterbacks I've ever seen, and he has unlimited potential in my eyes. He also bleeds Oklahoma, and he is someone that Venables can build around in his first 2 to 3 years. I am definitely worried about all the recruiting stuff though, but Venables and his staff are going to do a tremendous job and get guys committed and bring in players who are going to do things the right way. Some Oklahoma players have gotten into a lot of trouble, as this past offseason we saw some players get in hot water for off-the-field actions. It also looks like he wants to bring in Ole Miss offensive coordinator Jeff Lebby, and he's one of those guys that is shooting up the coaching ladder. What do you guys think though? If you're an Oklahoma fan, why do you think Lincoln Riley left? What do you think of the direction of the program under Venables, and what do you think is going to happen with this year's recruiting class? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section, smash that like button if you want to support today's video, and check out all my other videos on the end screen. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.